Hello, everyone. Good morning. I think it's good morning for everyone. Well, maybe if there's someone else coming from another part of the world, welcome wherever you are. Welcome back to another day, the last day of this week's practice with commitment to the art of embodied listening with Nirmala. And thank you, Nirmala. I know you're there, so thank you for this week. It was really wonderful to dive in this week with you. So, greetings to you all. Very rainy morning here in this part of Portugal today. So the usual drill. If you're here for the first time, special welcome to you. This is our current streaming platform, so everything happens here. Right now, right here. There's no tricks. Nirmala will guide us through the theme and then practice, and then there will be some time at the end for your questions and your comments. As everything happens here in the chat, the streaming chat. So if you want to ask your questions, please type question in capital letters so we know that that's a question. Or you can raise your little virtual hand and come on screen and greet my cat, Mr. Max, who's seeing the little birds outside and getting very excited, aren't you? Say good morning to these good people. Huh, Max? Now, please go see your little birds somewhere. And yeah, that'll be all. If you want to come on screen, please do. We'd like to see you on screen. Keep on engaging with Sangha Live. I've left some of the links at the beginning. I will put them back at the end. The Sangha Live Connect, this platform has a lot of things going on. And also Dana, as Martin would probably say, this is Friday, it's Dana Drum Day. So I'll speak a little about Dana as I do every day. Lizzie was mentioning, and I hope you're back, Lizzie, with a normal chat. I was remembering yesterday that we started these daily meditations 3 years ago yesterday. Because of COVID, Martin decided to start doing these daily offered. And we've evolved since then. We didn't stop doing that. And I personally got more involved with Sangha Live, and I can see now from the inside how this works. And it's really, it's quite a machine. We need to do a lot of stuff and be attentive to a lot of stuff and to a lot of people, and the platforms and all the things are quite expensive. It's a rollout every month. So as we promote this as we do here. We don't promote this outside. We don't have publicity. We don't have promotional campaigns. We rely on this coming and going, this flow of generosity. This is freely offered and not free of costs. And we do hope that everyone here has a great benefit from this. So the outcome is, please practice your generosity if you can and when you can and the way you can. Unfortunately, we don't have a Dana button here. We only have the link that I will post again. But if your heart feels inclined to donate, and if your pocket can follow the heart, because sometimes the pocket is a little tighter than the heart, then please do practice your generosity. And if you can't, just be here. Be really here every day, and that's 90% of everything. That's why we're here. So enough talk from me. I wish you a very nice session and a very pleasant weekend, and see you soon back again. Okay, thank you.
Hello, good morning, everybody. Beautiful to be here with you back again. Thank you, George, for supporting this whole week, being always there, doing so much work in the background. And I really like to thank you with all my heart for the Dana payment, because I receive it weeks later and I can't ever thank you for that. So I like to do that now. And I like to share one part of it, and there are so many aspects why I just love teaching on Dharna, and I offer all my teachings on Dharna and trust that life will flow from that. And one aspect I love about it is sharing that with my kids. Like I have 3 children, they're 9, 15, and 18 years old, and especially the 2 teenage girls, they have a lot of doubt about how I teach. Like they really want to be normal. Like we have a life in this community which is quite alternative in many ways. So they really orientate towards mainstream. They want to belong, and it's not so normal that your mother earns the money for living by donations. And so they asked every time, like, did you really get, like, did people really pay for that, what you're doing there? And they didn't have to, they just do it. And every time the answer is yes. And they always ask how much it is, and they're always happy. And I just love that, to show them, hey, this is a way we can all do that together, and it works in this world. Yeah. So it's spreading out. The payment of Dana is spreading so much out to others because they share with their friends. So, yeah, this week is a week of listening, the embodied art of listening. And maybe just to gather us here, I read you a few lines from Rumi. And probably you have heard them several times before. Just listen. Listen from your embodied presence. The breeze at dawn has secrets to tell you. Don't go back to sleep. You must ask for what you really want. Don't go back to sleep. People are going back and forth across the doorsill where the 2 worlds touch. The door is round and open. Don't go back to sleep. The door is round and open. So in the last days, we were touching on listening to the Dharma, listening to teachings, to universal laws, listening inwardly, like to ourselves, listening to our longing for connection, for belonging, listening to somebody else, to each other, another being attentive, curious to someone else, which opens the shared space of relationship. Being attentive, listening as the depth of our relationship, as a transformative healing quality, listening across our differences. Douglas Steere, he says, to listen another soul into a condition of disclosure and discovery may be almost the greatest service that any human being ever performs for another. Yesterday we were touching on listening to the cries and sorrows of the world, like how to respond with compassion, with an openness, attentiveness, also to things which bother us, which trigger us, also to unbearable pain. And today I want to touch onto spiritual listening, listening to the unknown, to the timeless, listening to oneness, to silence, to space. Through the deep embodied listening, which means coming back into the body, listening with the cells to the cells, we become a listening presence to all of life. And something can open up and will open up, which is new. Maybe you hear yourself saying something you've never said before, or you hear something you never heard before. Maybe this energy, this timelessness, onenessness, the known, that what we can't name, rushes through in an atmosphere of listening. And we all have our ways to get in touch with the mystery of life. We all experience these moments differently, or there are different circumstances when they enter, when the time is still, then when that what we can't name, when the divine communicates with us. Maybe you even remember such moments from when you were a child, in wonder of all this, in wonder of how life is unfolding. Moments when you were in wonder, moments which transcends time and space, which show us our connection to something greater, something what is bigger than ourselves, something beyond our habitual body, mind, heart. And we can't make these experiences happening. It's a gift when they come through. Krishnamurti said, you can't let the breeze come through your window, but you can at least open the window. Listening could be an opening the window, listening with all senses, so that spiritual experience can rush through and drag us out of the habitual way of thinking and wanting and not wanting and doing and doing and doing. Staying open to that. Can we open to a quiet, deep listening to the currency of life? Where does that lead us? What will that open us for us? What will it open us for us when we start listening with our senses, when we start walking through the day and being in the day with this whole of the body? And for many of us, this deep art of listening occurs in nature, listening to snow falling on trees, being in a sunset, laying naked on a rock in the desert. It may also be through silence, through deep rest, through the eyes of a child, through grief. And some open up for these transcending moments through listening to music, witnessing art, theater, performance. And it's not only a listening to, it's a listening from, a listening with the body. I was addressing that earlier in this week, like listening to the body, to the needs here. Listening to the mind. Who's thinking? Where do thoughts come from? What wants to expand? Listening to the earth. When you are outside, open your senses, smell, taste, feel, listen, look around you, look up. Like Allow the divine to communicate through you. Allow the mystery of life to enter. And we need to loosen the grip. It's really like, for me, it's like a movement. Like, I don't know if you can see my hand. It's really like, loosen the grip. Stop doing. Opening, listening. What is the land I'm on telling me? What do I resonate with? What is the heart telling me? The silence, the soul, the deepest movements of longing, yearning. When I'm listening to my life, what answers do I get? What response? Frederick Buechner, he says, whenever you find tears in your eyes, especially unexpected tears, it is well to pay closest attention. They are not only telling you about the secret of who you are, God may be speaking to you through them of the mystery of where you have come from and is summoning you to where you should go next. Slowing down, finding our own rhythm, honestly. So we do that now, slowing down, pausing, really making a commitment not to use any devices, not to look at the screen. Give your best to find this half an hour now for your precious time, for a time where you open up to the mystery, where you open up to not knowing. And meditation doesn't mean to dissolve into light. It means to understand, to listen to what we are. So get yourself comfortable. Laying down, sitting, standing, maybe even walking. And we could start together with a few deep breaths, like really with the inhalation, expanding, widening, taking a long, deep inhalation. And with the exhalation, letting go of whatever you can let go for now. Letting go everything you heard, everything you said today already. So taking a few really deep breaths, really inhaling, expanding, widening, getting tall, opening. Exhaling, emptying out, even a bit more. Emptying out, entering the space after the exhalation, before the next inhalation. And another deep breath here, filling your cells with oxygen. And take one or two really good breaths. And get curious in this moment after the exhalation, before the inhalation, in this little pause there. Just dropping in here. listening to that space there. So every exhalation could still be really long, taking you down to that space, taking you down to that pause. And take everything which is there for you right now, thoughts, emotions, feelings, sensation, take it into that pause. Empty yourself. Long exhalation, entering, resting, diving into the space, into the pause before the next inhalation. And softening your body, listening to the magnet of the earth, pulling you down, and just relax. Whatever is ready to relax at this moment. Allow the other things to be as they are, relaxing with anything which is there, relaxing down to the earth, like a waterfall pouring down through the body, down to the ground, to the earth. Maybe you can soften your jaw a bit more. The tongue in your mouth. The eyes could drop into the space behind the eyes. The tissue between the collarbones could maybe soften a bit. The chest bone drop down into the space between the shoulder blades. What is bigger than you at this moment? Can you surrender to that? To something which is bigger than you for now? Dropping into it, into something which is bigger. Surrendering. With the body as a whole. With the whole body space. Surrendering to something which is bigger. listening to a sound which is far away, listening with your whole body, with your whole being, opening up to that sound. A sound which is far away. And listening to another sound which is closer by, opening up with all senses. Listening to a sound which is very close by. Maybe the closest sound you can listen to. And dropping into the whole of the body while listening. Listening to the silence far away. The silence in which all sound appear and disappear. Listening to the silence far away. and listening to the silence which is closer. The silence in the room you're in. Sensing the whole of your body while listening. Listening to the space around your body. Listening to the silence around your body. As if your body is sitting, laying in a cloud out of silence. Listening to the silence inside the body. Listening to the silence inside the mind. Deep embodied listening to the currency of life. Open up into that listening with the whole of the body. into the space around the body. Inner silence melting with outer silence, opening, widening, expanding. Sounds coming and going, thoughts coming and going, sensations playing, and listening. Listening with all of your senses, with all of the body. Dropping into silence, listening with silence to silence. Listening through non-doing, non-achieving, dropping into silence, dropping into space, surrendering to that what is bigger than you. being transmissive. Wide, expanded. Open for life to rush through. Open for silence, stillness, space, the unknown, the timeless. Listen. Another world is not only possible, she is on her way. On a quiet day, on a quiet day, I can hear her breathing. Another world is not only possible, she is on her way. On a quiet day, on a quiet day, I can hear her breathing. Slowly, gently start inviting moves or stretches to your body, however it likes to be moved for now. Listen to what it needs. Taking your time to come back into the outer listening of the room, the weather, things surrounding you. Thank you. There's a question from Kate. It says, I'm terrified of the spiritual. What can I do? It's a beautiful question. Thank you very much. I'm terrified of the spiritual. What can I do? So different approaches, I would say. When you could just, how you say in English, like delete the word from your own, don't use it, from your own vocabulary, and drop it down, the word itself, and just see for yourself what are moments where there's peace, rest, where the mind is quiet. What are moments which are a bit new, not the habitual, usual patterns? And be open for that. It doesn't need to be spiritual. It doesn't have to do anything with spirituality for you. Could be drinking a cup of tea, enjoying, listening to a friend, being with a friend, laughing. Being with yourself when you're out in nature. No need to give it a spiritual color, spiritual dot. What brings you here? Would be great to have you on screen, actually. I think there's a lot to explore there, probably. Maybe go with that question, what brings you here? No need for spirituality, but what needs do you have? And how do you meet them? What is your longing? Could spirituality be replaced? Like if you hear me talking about that and you get goosebumps and get tensed and okay, but what is the deepest longing there? What is in there? What's the juiciness in it? The juiciness of getting tight, of being, of rejecting maybe, of having aversion. What's underneath? Okay, Kate, come on screen. I think if you like really find another word which could replace the word spirituality, there you are. Great. This could connect you to something deeper, something where you want to go, something which you can hear. So, Kate, where's this landing when you hear that? Like,
Okay, I'm just muddling through the technology of trying to
okay,
be here. I'm not sure if
yeah.
I'm not. Anyway, you're seeing an empty square. I don't know what I need to do.
Um,
Not doing anything.
there's a symbol of a camera and a microphone, and obviously the microphone is on, but the symbol of the camera you might have had
I,
still
I,
switched off.
no, it's just not doing anything.
Okay, so it's
Uh,
great that we can talk to each other
yeah,
and we need to see each
yeah.
other.
Okay,
Okay,
okay.
great
Um,
news.
well, the reason I am here is I am also totally, deeply in love with the spiritual, and I am utterly terrified.
Yeah.
This could be early trauma.
Mm.
Um,
Okay, what's going on for you now in this very moment?
I'm feeling a lot of pain, a lot of grief, feeling
Yeah.
very tight, feeling very agitated.
Ah, yes. Mm.
Uh, I have a nightmare fear of something vastly bigger than me
Okay.
crushing me to death.
Wow. Okay.
I also, on the other hand, know that being in touch with something bigger than me is life giving. So it's a complete contradiction. It's very confusing.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing. Do you have an anchor at this very moment? Because I can hear a
Yeah,
lot and I can't see you. So I just want to make
I
sure you
understand that. I understand that. I am well anchored in a comfy place, looking out at an elm tree out my window that hasn't quite done anything yet. I've done quite a lot of therapy, so I'm well aware that this is
Mhm.
triggering deep stuff, but I have got the resources to
Okay.
stay anchored, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. And I'm sad. I don't know what's happened that you can't see me. This is not choice.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you for letting me know. That's really good
Yeah,
information for me.
yeah,
So having it one hand, and maybe you could do that if you like to, like open one hand for the aversion, for the unknown trauma, maybe
yeah,
what you experienced on the side of not wanting to have spirituality, and there was this fear of how you expressed it, like that the not knowing that is crushing you to death or something like that. You said there's this huge fear, and what about holding that softly in your hand, not tight, just really really light, and on the other hand, and I show my hands here, holding very light the gifts you get out of spirituality. You said you truly love that, what you get here. You truly love
yeah,
spirituality. You know the gifts. Holding it both, not needing, no need to go anywhere, no need to make a choice, no need to think the one is better than the other. But when you're holding it both, what else is there? If you sense in the earth below, if you look at the tree outside, the space behind your back, like, can you connect to something which can hold it both?
yeah.
Is that possible for you?
Uh, a little. I'm kind of connecting to the feeling of my body here. I think what I'm afraid of is that all the loveliness is just a lure to grab me into something that's then going to abuse me.
Mm.
And as I said, this is probably early trauma, but
Yes. Mm. Yeah, it's probably a really good option for you when this is happening, and probably you are already doing that because you sound well experienced and anchored, but like not pushing yourself, not needing to go anywhere. Love what you love to do, be with what you can take, and as soon as it gets overwhelming, open your eyes, having the tree there, like really shift your meditation practice, the practice of spirituality, into fields where there is a clear anchor, where there is no danger, where there is no abuse, where to the things which are kind to you, as a tree which has never done anything to you so far. With like, see what you can trust, see where there is safety in the stability of the earth, although never 100%, because I mean, this is a huge paradox of life, isn't it? That on one hand is 100% safe, this place of spirituality, of not knowing. If we open, if we glimpse, there is safety. At the other side, life is to 100% unsafe, never knowing what's going to happen next. Where's your anchor? Like, and Kate, the invitation would be to allow yourself to experience that like you do experience it, like not to having to be different, and watching the urge maybe to change it and dropping back. Okay, giving yourself a hand on your chest. How is that for you when you hear that?
thank you. Thank you.
Mm.
I think that's helpful just to. I think there's a lot of pushing and pulling going on in me, and maybe being aware of that and just sitting with it. Yeah,
Yes.
thank you.
Thank you so much, Kate, for the courage for showing up. I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I do that for all of you. Our time is over. Our week is over. And thank you all so much for attending. May we all have the courage to stay close with our hearts, to connect to that which is neither nor. May our practice be beneficial for all living beings and for this earth. Thank you.